Hey guys, and welcome to the Star Wars show that is about anything, everything, and all things Star Wars. This is State of the Galaxy, episode number 11. And, as a little treat for you guys, this episode is a little bit on the short side, so instead of me just jabbering on trying to fill in that kind of space, I'm going to release 2 episodes this Friday. So when you see this one go up, no doubt we'll have episode 12 following very, very soon, and then hopefully we'll be back on track to start reviewing stuff like the Solo trailer when that eventually comes out, and anything else, and all things Star Wars. Enjoy.
For centuries, Alderaan stood as a beacon of hope in the Republic. The Empire came.
I have chosen to test this station's destructive power on your home planet of Alderaan.
Peace while you suffer. The Emperor drowns you in black waters.
He wants me to be Darth Revan again. Serve him as I did centuries ago. He made me a Sith Lord and named me Darth Revan.
The Force does not control you. You saved your Guardian using something you thought was important. But your motives are still aligned with the Jedi Code.
To arms, men! Defend the throne!
Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
He was weak and foolish, like his father. So I destroyed him.
Was to Windu, you have fought gallantly. Worthy of recognition in the archives of the Jedi. It is finished.
To them it is.
I have been waiting for you. Is it true that he is the chosen one?
Hey guys, and welcome back to State of the Galaxy. I think this is episode 11, I think. Don't quote me on that. Title will tell you. Today, I am joined by a very special guest, if you wish to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm his friend Chloe.
I thought you were just going to say hi. I was like, that's not an introduction.
No.
That's a greeting.
Just say more than that.
Yeah. So now we can talk about episode 8 freely, as I've probably said in another podcast before. First of all, what are your thoughts on the film? How would you rate it out of all the other films? Where does it kind of stand for you?
Oh god, I liked it. It was good. I think it had like better development than The Force Awakens.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Definite character development.
There was
I
more
liked-
character development with Kylo Ren, which was
God, yeah.
so much better.
And
Yeah, so I definitely agree with you there. There was just a lot that they slammed into that one film.
yeah,
There was an
I
awful
think they
lot.
tried to like rush it all in. Like they had so many ideas. They were like, boom, I'm gonna put that in. But yeah, I liked it how they adapted on Rey's parents as well, because they were like, oh yeah, they were nobodies. 'Cause
Yeah.
there was so many conspiracies.
But we still don't know whether
Conspiracy theories.
Kylo Ren was using that kind of knowledge, whether it's right or wrong, to try and turn Rey to his side, because it's kind of general knowledge that if people have lost quite a lot of things, and one of her main things that she didn't want to lose was the hope that her parents were still alive and still someone, they would then be more open to taking a rather drastic turn, i.e. turning to his way of thinking, joining him. So we still don't know if that was all that was.
Well, she didn't see anything in the mirror, and that mirror bit was trippy for me. I had no idea what was going on. I was in the cinema like, what?
I mean, cinematically it was nice, but a lot of people have said that they don't like it. But then the people who come up to me who say that, I say it's quite reminiscent of the scene in Empire where Luke goes into the Dagobah cave and sees Vader, fights him, chops off his head, and the face blows up, but then it turns out to be Luke's face, to show that this is what he will become if he follows his dark path and acts on the anxieties that he's having at the time. So I'm not going to do what I usually do with new guests, where I go through the Star Wars questionnaire, because we probably heard it enough. But I'm going to ask a few of my own personal ones, just to get a better idea what kind of Star Wars fan you are.
Okay.
But this one's more catered towards if you were in the universe, as opposed to what's your favourite film and what's your favourite actress and actor and that kind of thing.
I will say, because I'm really rusty on that.
That's fine. So am I, to be fair. So that's all good. So question 1, and it's taken. Some of these are taken from the original questionnaire. Would you be a Jedi or would you be a Sith?
Oh god.
Because I know you kind of hang in between. So you're kind of a grey Jedi.
Yeah, I'm like Ahsoka.
No, that's fair enough. So like Ahsoka and Rebels, that's cool. Question 2, what kind of lightsaber would you have? So in terms of hilt and then blade colour. I won't go into combat styles because that's a long old drawn out thing.
No, I'm not that massive of an expert.
No, that's fair enough. So you've got the different types. So you've got things like the lightsaber crossguard, lightsaber whip from discontinued canon, saber staff, saber pike, shoto, like Yoda had, his shorter blade.
I'm not really picky when it comes to lightsabers, but I like the generic ones.
Yeah, I mean they cater for a one-handed or two-handed grip.
Yeah, I quite like Darth Maul's one, the double-bladed one. That was pretty cool.
But would you fight with that?
I don't think I would. I think I'd end up like chopping my own arm off or something.
Fair play. So you prefer the standard hilt, and what colour would you have? Because even in discontinued canon, they had meanings all the different colours.
I like purple.
Yeah, purple.
Because it was quite unique. Because there was I only ever saw like one.
Yeah, in the films there was only ever one, and then you had Mara Jade in discontinued canon and Darth Revan as well. And I think some of the other Siths may have wielded them at the time, but I'm not too sure off the top of my head.
Because in my opinion, I think like the blues and the greens, they're great and everything, but they're just like shown too much.
Yeah.
They're very generic.
Yeah, whereas purple, it kind of shows like a sign of leadership and a different kind of immersion in the Force, and it's exactly what it was, because Mace Windu, the reason they had to make around Samuel L. Jackson's decision there was that the colours symbolises the Jedi that brings himself closest to the dark side without being fully immersed by it. So they use their passion and aggression in a fight, but then they'd use that to further enhance their combat, as opposed to being fully consumed by it like Anakin was. Yeah. So that's a pretty cool one. Okay, so if you were to live on a world within the Star Wars universe, be it canon or non-canon, what world would that be? This is live. This isn't like, I want to live on Hoth, because that would be awful.
That would be awful.
Hoth is a cool planet, but this is for you to live on, not to, have a cool photo.
I'm like amazingly rusty with names.
That's alright.
Honestly, I was not ready for this.
That's alright.
Probably, I'm kind of like, I'm going to go from my memory, because obviously it's been quite a while since I've watched like the originals, and I'm kind of like the new, like, and I've got more memory of like Clone Wars and Rebels, and obviously the new kind of thing. I'm one of those.
No, that's fine.
Probably, I think like Jakku, even though Jakku is kind of like a really run-down place, it'd be interesting to see what you find there. Yeah,
because you've got the because there's a battle that takes place. I'm not too sure how far after Episode 6, but you've got the rebellion fighting against the remnants of the Empire, and that's why all those destroyers are there, X-Wings, TIE Fighters. Yeah. So yeah, you would find quite a lot of cool stuff. To live there as a scavenger, but I feel like as a freelance scavenger, because it kind of depicts Rey as having to work for food. But if you had food and you had your own way of kind of living, to go out and search for stuff, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I just wouldn't like to do it as a job.
Yeah,
I prefer to do it as a pastime.
If you had something to stand on.
Yeah, whereas Rey didn't.
No,
It was do that or die.
Had nothing.
Yeah. So absolutely, I can understand that. For me, I think it would probably be Alderaan, to be fair. I love that, because the problem with most of the Star Wars planets is that they all tend to be, so it's all forest and that's it, or it's all water and that's it, or it's all lava. With places like Alderaan, you get a nice kind of variety. You've got forests, you've got large open plains, you've got snowy mountains.
Apart from the fact, we've got blown up.
Yes, we've now just got asteroids, and that's it. That's all. So yeah, that would probably be my choice. So question number 4. I'm actually making these up on the spot, so I've done so quite well up until this part. If you were to have a companion that was a different race within the Star Wars universe, what would that companion be?
Don't do this to me.
I know exactly which one you're going to choose, and I know why it's annoying, because we don't know the name. We can't pronounce it.
So maybe but I don't know it.
Maybe we should go for one that you know how to pronounce.
Yeah. I was actually doing research on this last night, because I was looking through like some of the, because obviously I was researching the cat people. I can't remember the names of
the Zygarans.
Yeah, the Zygarans. I was looking up them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, ever since I've watched Star Wars, even like the cartoons or something, I've always had a fascination with the Twi'leks.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Because I learned I only just found this out yesterday, it clicked finally that Hera is a Twi'lek.
Yes, she is. And I was listening to the audiobook, I think it's called Sith Lords, which is based around Vader and Palpatine during their rise to power in the Empire. And Twi'leks had a really hard time of it during the reign of the Galactic Empire because they were essentially used as sex slaves. And it depicted this really interesting scene where one of the, I think it was a member of the Resistance, goes into the underground parts of Coruscant, and she sees this Twi'lek come out with an Imperial officer, and she describes the look on his face, like the pleasures that he will receive later on in the evening, and it's like, this is kind of awful. So yeah, the Twi'lek have a very shaded past. It wasn't just with the Empire, it was Old Republic stuff, and then even during the New Republic. But then they did have the higher up points like Aayla Secura, Jedi, and then Hera, pretty much leader of most of the important parts of Rebels.
Yeah.
So and up and down.
Ahsoka's race, obviously.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
They're pretty cool.
Ahsoka.
That's all right.
Ahsoka was my favourite because, like, she was kind of the character that I felt during Star Wars Clone Wars. Honestly, this would literally be the series that, like, whenever it's on, I'd like set a reminder, or like I could sit and like binge watch it.
Yeah, no, it was good.
But I think she was like the character that I kind of like. I really liked. I could like.
No, that's fair enough. With the Clone Wars, you mentioned that was one of your favourite parts of the Star Wars universe. You said that one of your favourite episodes was the episodes with the father, son, and the daughter.
Yeah,
which was a really interesting set of episodes.
That was honestly, that's like the most memorable episode for me.
Because it was a 3-parter, and they had a lot of character development with Anakin Skywalker, because of course he saw his vision of turning to the dark side, and then all of that was wiped from his memory. And what else? You had Ahsoka turning to the dark side momentarily, and then the fight that she had with Obi-Wan and Anakin.
I really liked that bit.
That was very cool.
It proved that she was strong on her own,
and that she didn't. There were certain parts of Anakin's training that she didn't like. She hated being called Snips.
Yeah, I don't. Where does that like nickname origin from?
I
can't actually remember.
That comes from the Clone Wars film. So the abomination that was the Clone Wars film with the searching for Jabba the Hutt's son. So that's where that comes from, because she's introduced to that as a newly fledged Padawan, and
and like the sort of like standalone attitude she had, because she was pretty
developed at that point.
Yeah, and she was pretty sure that she could take down Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin at the same time, which I thought I really liked, because I was like, oh my god, we're finally getting like girl power in this. Because we don't get many I know we have loads of girl characters now, but in the Clone Wars I felt like we didn't really have loads.
No, we didn't.
We had like Ventress and like her sort of the her clan, if you like, or like her the people of hers.
The Night Sisters.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember that Star Wars, for the most part, with the original trilogy and then into the prequels, was a purely male-led role for the most part, minus Princess Leia, obviously, but for the most part we were going to see Luke, and we were going to see...
That's why I was happy, because it was like, oh, finally a strong female.
Yeah, and then we got it again with Jyn Erso and...
Oh yeah, like Rey, because Rey's not quite a dominant part. Also, there's another character I liked. She was Ahsoka's friend.
The yellow skins.
Yes.
I know that she's apprenticed to Barriss.
Yeah.
But
I liked her.
Can't for the life of me remember the name of her.
She was quite good.
Yeah, she was cool, and then the dynamic that they threw in season 5, I think it was, with her changing, that was quite cool.
Yeah, she got brought back in Rebels, didn't she?
She did.
Was a hologram or something like that. It was like a trick.
They brought her back as a hologram, which was then over her dead carcass.
Oh.
Which they had in a stasis pod, because they were trying to trick the members of the Ghost to think that there was a Jedi still alive.
Ezra.
Yeah, that was quite a nice fake out. I enjoyed that.
It took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Like, it had been ages since I watched Clone Wars, and I found Rebels, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually something really good to watch.
Yeah.
So I sat there watching it, and then I saw her face, and I was like, oh my gosh.
She's back. Yeah.
She's back. Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't a fake out that annoyed me. It's just like, I can
I was quite
understand
sad,
why they did.
actually.
I was sad too.
I was like, bring her back.
Because she was cool, but I still enjoyed what they did, because it would make sense for the Empire to do that.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But next question, if you don't mind us moving on a little bit.
No, of course not.
Favourite character within the Star Wars universe is going to be a 2-parter, so you're going to have Force sensitive character and then non-Force sensitive character.
Pardon me.
So first of all, Force sensitive character.
So is that like the Jedis and stuff?
The ones who actively use the Force.
Oh, okay.
So you can throw Leia in there now, given what we've seen in episode 8. But even then, she still heard voices and stuff like that. But
Oh, that's a tough one.
and it can be discontinued canon as well. I'm not going to be mean and say you can't have that, because mine would certainly be discontinued canon all the way. That's where all the cool stuff is.
Don't actually know. There's quite a few that I like.
I mean, I'm guessing Ahsoka would be up there as a force sensitive.
Ahsoka is one of them. Like, I love her in the Clone Wars. I was actually looking at concept art for her yesterday.
Oh, yes, because one of my favourite concept artists is actually the director for Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars, Dave Filoni. He did I don't know if they actually... I think they brought it back as a scene later on in the series where young Ahsoka meets Plo Koon. And I think he gives her the little Padawan bead thing.
Is this in Rebels or Clone Wars?
Clone Wars, I think. Because she's reflecting on Plo. I think Plo Koon's in trouble in some kind of mission or something, and she reflects, and then you see the again, I'm probably wrong, but the flashback for young Ahsoka and.
I remember. Yeah,
that was quite cool. But the concept art of that was really nice as well.
Yeah, because I think it was when she was older, like she had, obviously the.
Yeah, they were more prominent. And
she had like the beads and everything, but it was like the way she was drawn.
Yeah.
Like it was a completely different style, but it was like beautiful.
Yeah.
Because she had like, I can't really know how to describe it, but she had like different kind of makeup on, and like she had like a different like cloak, and it was just the way it was like set out and drawn. I really liked it. I also looked up. I was looking up concept art last night.
No, fair enough.
For some reason. Because obviously I really like concept art books and art books. So I have quite a few at home, and I was looking at the Star Wars Last Jedi one a couple of days ago when I went down to Brighton a couple of weeks ago for Christmas, and I was kind of looking for it. I was like, no, don't spoil it if you still haven't seen the movie. But I probably should have looked at it, to be honest, because I was going to get, if I bought it, I was going to get it after the film anyway. But like some of it is like really well drawn. Like I was looking at concept art for Ezra.
Nice.
It was actually really good because they had him. Some parts they had like I can't remember. I don't really know how to say it, but it was like a massive, like it's like a scarf kind of thing. It was
like a balaclava or.
No, it was like a massive sort of cloth that like wrapped around his head and then it finished on his shoulders.
Okay.
And like it was kind of like, it was red and it like wrapped him up like that. And that was
nice.
the kind of different concept art for Ezra. And I was like, that would have been quite cool if they added that, because it was like a massive scarf but it went over the head. It's like what they use to like disguise themselves or stuff.
Well, I'm guessing you know where Chopper originated from. He's based off the concept art for R2D2.
Yeah, I was thinking that because the first time I saw Chopper, I was like, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, wait!
Because that was what R2D2 was meant to look like. I'm kind of glad they went the direction that they did, because Chopper, out of all the characters in Rebels, was the one that I found most difficult to like. But obviously I love them all now. But yeah. So, shall we say that Ahsoka is your
Yeah, I'd probably
favourite
say that,
Force
or it's I'm going towards the girls because that's kind of, obviously I'm a girl myself, so I kind of
No, fair enough.
reflect on them. I like Ventress.
Oh, hello. We've lost the lights.
Lights have gone out.
Lights, no, in my makeshift studio. Cool.
Ventress is pretty cool.
No, she was, and she has quite a lot of character development with Quinlan Voss in a book that I'm still yet to read. But
I remember the flashback episode with her.
Oh, what, with her and her master?
Yes.
That was when she came back to the Night Sisters and they did their weird green.
Yeah, I loved that episode.
It was cool, but they messed up her original canon with that, because apparently that wasn't how it worked.
No.
And I'm still yet to find out how that played out originally. And okay, so favourite unforce sensitive character?
By far, Poe Dameron.
Yeah?
Poe is brilliant.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, lots of people see him as a bit of a Marisu, but that's pretty much every single good guy in Star Wars these days.
Like, especially, they gave him loads of development in...
Yeah, I mean, they gave him a bit of conflict with his allies in brackets, but...
Yeah.
It's
just Princess Leia just slaps him at one point.
Yeah, and then she's
like, you're demoted.
Stun guns him when they're trying to hold off on the bridge or whatever.
Yeah, but I think they gave him more character, but they gave him more attitude.
They did, yeah, because he had very little in the...
They improved the friendship between him and Finn, which I quite liked. And they
Finn,
made him...
naked bag, leaking what?
And he's just like, what? And you just look up and Finn's there, you're like, oh, that's what he means.
No, yeah, fair enough. I'm still quite a fan of Poe Dameron. I just wish that they gave him a weakness because they're still yet to kind of show that.
I'm sure they will, because there's like a lot of movies coming out and like they can't.
Well, you say that, but apparently Daisy Ridley said that she won't do anything past episode 9.
Really?
So I don't know whether because Ryan Johnson's going to be doing. I'm guessing you know that he's going to be doing his own trilogy.
Yes.
That's going to be outside of the Skywalker lineage, and it's going to be set elsewhere in the galaxy that we haven't seen before. Not Old Republic, which is sad, but he. So yeah, so that may be episode 9, maybe the roundup for these 3 new characters, and and BB-8 maybe. Who knows? It's a lot of boxes being bought in. Yeah. Oh. So, and final question, and I'm going to do a bit of a turnaround with this one. Ask me a Star Wars question set within the universe. I said I was going to do it in universe stuff, and then I said favourite character, so I kind of marked that up a bit. But you know. That's still like favourite presence within the universe. You could have heard of all these characters if you were set within the Star Wars universe. Who knows?
Could have. What's your favourite mode of transport in the Star Wars universe?
So this is something that I want to drive, not something that I like to see in action. Because I love to see TIE fighters in action, but to drive them or pilot them is apparently really jarring. So, no thanks. But so this is actually to pilot.
Yeah, it could be anything from like land speeders to ships. Anything like that.
I mean, obviously a Star Destroyer is just nice. Because there's limited piloting in that, and it's smooth, graceful, and giant evil space triangle.
Cool.
I'd probably have to say, for like a personal ship for me, I'd probably have to say either Krennic shuttle or the Imperial shuttle.
No.
So like the one that Vader and the Emperor arrives in. I always love foldy wing shuttles. Massive fan of the foldy wings. So yeah, I'd probably go with that, to be fair. Just simply because of the fact that you just know that stuff's going to go down when something like that lands. Does come back the twist around, wings fold up before it lands.
Here's another question I want to ask.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Something about your opinion. What do you think about Captain Phasma in the new movie?
Grindelin Quist, the whatever you are called. It's man, she. And the fact that she has a book.
She has a book.
That I'm probably gonna have to. Seriously, it's that thick. It's insane. And apparently she's depicted as being like this all-powerful badass in that. As opposed to what we see in the film, that's rather hard to believe. She is just slapstick. She's become slapstick. And she was always slapstick. That's the difference between her and Hux, where Hux was actually menacing in episode 7 when he made that speech.
Apart from when he got thrown against the wall.
Yeah, but he only got thrown against the wall in episode 8, I'm saying, as opposed to in episode 7, as Hux was. He was amazing, but then as soon as episode 8 came along, he became the comedy relief along with Phasma. So, the fight wasn't as epic as I thought it would be.
No, I expected high hopes from that, because like they put stuff, I believe it was in the trailer or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Like
it was a massive fight between her and Finn, and it just turned out to be 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed with that, but I like her character overall, because I think they have a strong stormtrooper who can actually.
Do they? Because has she killed anyone? So Captain Phasma has killed no one within. She tried
at least.
Did she? Because she called an execution on Jakku, but it depends on your morals whether you believe the one giving the order is the one who claims the murders, or whether the one who pulls the trigger is the one who claims the murders. It depends on that too. But as far as I'm aware, she is
dead.
Well, yeah, because she fell into fire. Yeah, so that's why I think about Captain Phasma. She was cannon fodder, stuff for Finn to do. And
more like Rose, to be honest.
Yeah, but Rose. I still have problems about Rose.
There's a heated debate about Rose.
Yeah.
Everyone says she's like the new Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Literally everyone I've spoken to about her says she's annoying.
I'd like to add, it's not a heated debate, because heated debate implies that both points have validation.
Oh, it's a debate, if anything.
I've
been good so far.
Yeah, you have.
It's just Adam.
So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up this episode, because we're going to have to get back to work very soon. So thank you very much for joining me, Chloe. It's been a pleasure having you on. Hopefully we'll be able to have you on for a proper episode with some proper audio equipment rather than my phone. But so whether you are a Jedi or Sith, member of the New Republic or First Order, Separatist Alliance or Galactic Republic, or Empire or Rebels, or Mandalorians, have a very good day. May the Force be with you. Take care, my friends.